welcome. How's everybody doing today? So grateful to have you all. Please like the video or the live on your way in. After this, I will have a live just for members. So I'm doing my full moon monthly, as I would call it, reading for members only. So please make sure you are a member to be a part of that too. Okay, so let's get into this. Hi, Brianne. How are you? Always so great to see you. She says, hi, hello, no lie, Tara, excuse me. I don't know, I can't speak. How are you doing? This is the highlight of my week. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. That makes me really happy. Thank you. I love you guys so much, and I'm so grateful to have this platform. I can't believe in 2 months, it will be 4 years since I started this channel. Insanity. Absolute insanity. Okay, so let's get into the first couple, unless anybody has anything else to say. I recently just watched, Sunday night I watched the finale of White Lotus, season 3. So good. I first started watching it, and I actually have a video coming up very soon about it because I related a lot to one of the characters, and I felt like I had to do it, and the relationship she was in. But I first started watching it because I found out I was watching Billy Bush's podcast, and he spoke about it, and I was like, this sounds like my childhood because I grew up with really wealthy kids in South Africa and England. So I was like, this sounds like my childhood. Kind of messed up people. Not all of them. I don't want to be mean, but just, yeah. It's very eye-opening growing up that way. So I was like, this sounds so similar to how I grew up. And phenomenal. I watched season 1. In 2 weeks, I watched all 3 seasons. And so good. So good. Especially season 1 too. Season 2 didn't really do it for me like that. I enjoyed it. But season 1 and 3, really, I related to it a lot. But anyways, so that's what I'll be doing my spare time. Let's get into this. We'll start off with famous exes. We're going to do famous exes live. We're going to start off with Tyrese Gibson and Samantha Lee Gibson. I want to do this because I feel like Tyrese has been doing a lot of drama, been in a lot of hot water in general. And I really wanted to break it down because I feel as though he says she owes him money. I mean, he owes her money. She says he owes her money, and they don't really see eye to eye. It's very unfortunate because when he met her, he was glowing about her. Then all of a sudden now he's not glowing about her anymore, which I find very interesting. I believe Tyrese kind of suffers from some kind of narcissistic personality disorder syndrome, but that's not for me to diagnose. I just get that feeling. So let's see. I'm gonna pull up the charts, unless anybody has anything to say about the weekend or anything. Okay, so let's see his chart. Actually, I used to have such a crush on Tyrese. You guys have no idea. Major crush on him. I believe that too about Tyrese. Yeah, I really believe it. It's funny. I met his ex-wife. She used to take yoga at the studio that I taught at. She took my class a few times. She was so sweet. She actually kind of looks like the Samantha person. And I thought to myself, she looks very familiar. Not her, the other ex. Forgot her name. Let me look it up really quickly. So let's see. Tyrese ex-wife. I forgot her name. I can't believe Norma. Her name's Norma. She was so sweet. She was very, very sweet actually. And she was just so down to earth. I remember she had an English accent. She actually thought I was English, which happens a lot. But she was just so sweet and so down to earth, and just so we spoke after class. It was very nice. So I thought, and then afterwards I was Googling like what happened between them. because she briefly mentioned that she was married to Tyrese, very briefly. I can't remember how, but it wasn't in a braggy way because she was very sweet. I liked her a lot. Um, then I googled. I was like, what happened between them? She said something like my ex is in music and he's done something like that. It just came out like not in a braggy way, but anyways, I can't. It's not uploading right now, but when it does, I'll let you guys know. So let's look at his charts. He is also Sun in Sagittarius, which sometimes can be like that. Oh, he's not. He's a Sun in Capricorn. Oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. Wow. Him being a Sun in Capricorn makes so much sense. All this time I thought he was Sun Sagittarius, which I'm sorry, Sun Sagittarius. Sometimes I give you guys a bad rep, and actually, my amazing ex is Sun Sagittarius, and maybe I shouldn't. I actually thought he had the same birthday as my ex. Very interesting. Which is earlier in December. That's why I thought he was Sun Sagittarius. Interesting. Okay, but him being a Sun of Capricorn makes the most sense ever. Like ever, ever, ever. So it sounds like Capricorn moon is a Capricorn rising is a Scorpio. Wow. Venus in Scorpio's got a lot of control issues. It makes so much sense. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so let me look at her chart now. Well, I can't find her chart, but it said something here. She's a Sun of Scorpio. Okay, let me show you guys. And I can't believe we're the same age. You know, because they're like, when she was older than I am. But anyways, no, she is the same age as me because when she was pregnant, I was 31, which means she was 31. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense now. I don't actually just thought she was older than I am. But anyways, let me show you guys. Okay, so Natalie. There you go. So a social worker, local American actor, and singer Tyrese Gibson. She terminated the birth with him. And let me tell you guys, I actually met Tyrese. I totally forgot this. I met him when I first moved to LA. It was around my birthday because my friend, I don't want to say too much how I met him, but I met him. And he was such a gentleman. So to hear these stories, I really thought he was Sagittarius. Because, Sagittarius men, I feel like have a gentlemanly thing. I'm so shocked that he's a Capricorn. I'm really, really shocked. But he was such a gentleman. He was so well dressed, very handsome. Um, I can see how he is a Capricorn, honestly. Not with how he behaves towards women. Okay, but let's see. I'm gonna use the Muse Tarot for this, and let's just make sure my card's in the right direction. Some of them are upside down. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I met him at like a black tie, but he was very nice. I forgot that I met him. I'm just remembering now. Like I met him. Funny. Actually, I think I met him before they were together too. So this was I moved to LA 2000 end of 2017, and I met him 2018. So this was 7 years ago. Yeah, I think it was before they were together. I believe he was single. Not that he was hitting on me. He wasn't hitting on me at all, actually. He was very gentlemanly. Well, if he was, I couldn't tell. But he was very kind to me. Very called me ma'am. I was like, aren't you older than me? We never met older than me, and they call me ma'am. I'm like, I feel kind of weird. It's a sign of respect, I know, but I'm like, you're older than I am. Do you think Tyrese still loves Samantha? Let's see. Okay, so past, well, the past, present, future. So past Nine of Pentacles. He liked about her that she had her own money. I think he might have said that. Now that I see that, I think he might have said that. He liked that she had her own money, and he liked that she seemed happy. She seemed easygoing, fun. Um, I often do say Sun and Scorpios and Sun and Capricorns can make a very good match. Look at Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. That's just an example, but oftentimes they make a very good match. So he liked that about her, especially being Sun and Capricorn. All this time I thought he was Sun and Sagittarius, that makes way more sense that he's Sun and Capricorn. The Knight of Wands, currently, this is the thing about Sun and Capricorn. There's two signs, I don't think I'll ever do it again. Sun and Capricorn, Sun and Libra. And the reason for Sun and Capricorn is because they can be very controlling. Extremely controlling. They kind of want, how do I explain this? They want to make sure that they know everything about you. And they want to make sure that you are theirs. Similar to Scorpio, that's why I think they go well together. But the thing about Scorpio woman that's different, Scorpio woman needs some kind of freedom. And I think that's what happened with her. She needed some kind of freedom, and he wasn't okay with that. He wanted both. He wanted her to have her own money, but he also wanted to control her, and it doesn't work like that. So with King of Pentacles being the boss of the day, he's gonna have to pay her. I see him owing her a lot of money for child support, a lot. And it's gonna get very nasty. If it hasn't gotten nasty, I always tell you guys this, I don't pay attention to celebrity news. I watch reality TV and White Lotus. So if it has come out, I haven't seen it, but he's gonna get like 100,000, something like that. But he has a complicated relationship with love and partnership and being vulnerable. Capricorns have a lot of issues being vulnerable. It's very sad, if you're ever with a Capricorn, I think the hardest part is getting them to be vulnerable with you and admitting their faults and their weaknesses and saying I'm sorry. They're not very good at saying I'm sorry. But let's see if they can ever come to a resolution. No, she's done. Six of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and Hangman in reverse. She's completely done. But he kind of tries to use the kid. Well, it's not a good situation. Not at all. Not at all a good situation. Where he'll dangle money in front of her and then take it away. Dangle money in front of her and then take it away. And he feels as though the media is using her to get back at him. He's very self-involved. That's why I feel like he's a narcissistic. But when I met him, and that's the thing, you really have to get to know people, When I met him, he was very as a gentleman. There's another Sun and Capricorn that I can think about. He's a celebrity who I met, was also such a gentleman. Like, we got a little, he was romantically, maybe not say romantically, but he showed interest in me romantically. Capricorn too. Actor too. I don't want to say who it is. But I didn't really, I just got it, I don't know, at that time in my life, I was at the moment when I was done dating actors. I was like, I don't want to date anyone actors, I'm good. And there's nothing bad because I've had great actor experiences dating actors, but I was like, let me date a guy that has a proper schedule and I can see you regularly because sometimes with actors you don't really see them a lot. That would have been the case with this guy. I was like, I don't really, even though he was a gentleman, also Capricorn. Capricorns can be very sneaky. This guy definitely got me. So, yeah, that's what I have for you guys about Tyrese and Samantha. It's sad because they have a little kid. Very sad. Very sad. I totally forgot I met Tyrese. I just remembered. I was like, oh my gosh, I met him. Okay, so let's move on to Chris Martin and Chris Martin and Gwyneth Paltrow. Oh, playing games on me. My neighbors are having the blast of their lives with this loud music. Okay, so I'm going to use the Lightyear's Tarot. Should let me pull up the chart first. Oh, his middle name's Kate. Interesting. I don't really have anything to say about Gwyneth Paltrow. I used to be a big Coldplay fan, not so much anymore. I don't know why. Hi, Gwendolyn. How are you doing? Nice to see you. So grateful you made it. So happy to see you. I used to be a big. I don't know. I've become so disillusioned by Hollywood these days. What I really like about shows like White Lotus, I'm going to talk about it for at least a month, is that the actors are not really into politics. They're not into being seen on a personal level. I don't really like to watch I don't know, like my actors. I don't like to know that much about people that I watch on TV, you know? I just feel like it ruins, like if I hear something about them, I'm like, oh gosh. Or if I know them personally, just, I can't watch shows with it in. Oh, you guys saying hi to each other, so sweet. Okay, so let's get to this. So that's why I don't really watch anything Gwyneth Paltrow's being in lately, because I feel like I know too much about her. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Okie dokie. So let's look at her chart. Then we'll look at his chart. Her sun is a Libra. She's a Libra? I thought she was a Virgo. All this time, I thought she was a Virgo. Oh my gosh, look at me. Today I'm really being shown differently than what I thought. Moon in Gemini, rising in Pisces. Her Venus is in Leo. Interesting. So her Venus being in Leo kind of implies that she needs to lead the relationship. She needs to be in charge. That's why two Leos together can be, especially Venus and Leos, can be very what's the word? It can be I want to say troubling, but it can you really have to work for somebody has to take a backseat, major backseat for it to work. Okay, Chris Martin. And he's the son of Pisces. Okay, Moon Leo. Can't rising, but Venus is in Aries. So both Venus signs in fire signs. So lots of passion in the beginning. So let's see. Okay, it actually kind of reminds me, an ex I had to love the song Fix You and used to remind me of him so much. So it's just, I kind of, actually, three of my exes loved Coldplay a lot. My other ex used to listen to Sparks a lot, that album, a lot. And then I had another one that used to listen to Viva La Vida. So it's very interesting how Coldplay played such a huge role in my romantic life. Let me see what you guys think. Great, hi, how are you? Oh, Chris is a singer or actor, not too familiar with him. Oh, Chris Martin is Coldplay. He's the lead singer of Coldplay. I probably should have mentioned that. I just figured everybody knew because I grew up on Coldplay. So I remember actually the first time where I was when I heard Coldplay for the first time. You know, there's those monumental groups like all singer musicians or just anybody that's left an imprint on you. For me, it's been music because I used to be a singer. And the first time I heard Yellow, I was at my cousin's house, and my sister had just bought the CD, and we still had like the CD player, old style CD player, and she was obsessed with it. You know, back in the day, CDs covers used to open it up, and it was a poster, and she opened it up, and it was parachutes, and I remember the background being black because the name of the album is Parachutes. So back, I miss those days of CDs. I suppose they have vinyls now that do that, but I remember my first CD, other than like a mixed CD, was Britney Spears with the flower. No, excuse me, it was Spice Girls. Britney Spears was like my third. Spice Girls, and I opened it up with a huge Spice Girls poster. I used to love Spice Girls, guys. I was obsessed with Spice Girls. Um, obsessed. Especially Baby Spice and Scary Spice and Puff Spice. One of my favorites. Sporty Spice wasn't really for me, but the other four I loved. But yeah, it's just very good times. Nostalgic times. Okay. Oh, you said Yellow and Pixie. Yeah, he used to love Pixie. My ex was obsessed with that song. It's a beautiful song. It's a very beautiful song. Chris Martin is such a good. It makes sense that he's the son of Pisces because he's very good at putting emotions into words. Very, very good at poetic. Okay, so with the past being Nine of Cups, I feel as though he always had a soft spot for her. Um, I don't want to be mean. I just don't see what these men see in her because I feel as though she comes across very cold. But I suppose when she was with him, she was very. She wasn't that cold, you know. She just comes across very kind of snooty, and that's just the energy that I get from her. I don't know her. But I always say this about Sun and Pisces, especially the men. They like to be the savior in women's stories. So they like to kind of fall for these women that are, I wouldn't say train wrecks, but hard to please and toxic and have a lot of growth to do because it makes them feel like the savior in a story. You know, they like to be similar to Sagittarius. Sagittarius are also like that. So with the moon, with the present, I see that she really they were friends first. I think they're even friends now. And because of that, they'll always have a fondness for one another. He knows her very well. I don't think that anything romantic is going to happen again because she is a Libra, and when Libras are done, they're done. But if it were up to him, I think he would get back together with her. Even though he is with Dakota Johnson, I had no idea it's Melanie Griffith's daughter. It's like so mind blowing to me that these actors I watched growing up have kids, and the kids are my age or younger, but are adults. You know, it's so crazy to me. I suppose life is just so weird to watch. But um, he his deep secret, I strongly believe, is that she's the one that got away. She's the one that got away. So with the future, excuse me, Temperance, there's going to be a time she needs him. I think she's actually going to go through a divorce, something like that, breakup. She's married to that guy, right? The Netflix guy. Um, what does he do? Let's see. Does anybody know what he does? Brad Volchek. Okay, yeah, so on Netflix. Someone doing Netflix. Bradley Douglas Volchek. So they got married in 2018. Interesting. So what did he do? Oh, he's a writer and director. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like when she's smiling, I don't want to be judgmental, but I feel like when she's smiling, she's not really like fully smiling. And that's why I thought she was a Virgo, because Virgos can be like that. Like very standoffish. Anyways, let me not judge. So, do you think that Gwen is going to divorce her husband? Yes, I do. In the next 3 years, 2, 3 years. Who's Gwen married to? She's married to Brad Falchuk. I do not know who he was until I saw like an image of him and I thought, wow, that's interesting. He doesn't seem like her type. What is her type? Or maybe he is. He's a very good looking guy. I will say that. I like long hair on men. And he wrote, okay, for Nip Tuck. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, so that's what I have for you guys about them. I think she's the one that got away. There's gonna be a time, even though I don't know, there's something I love about Dakota Johnson. It's not just because she's Melanie Griffith's daughter. She just has this je ne sais quoi about her. She's a Libra too. Very interesting. Um, but she just has this like energy about her, Venus energy, ethereal, and sweetness about her that I like. I don't know much about her, but it's just what I pick up on. Um, and she's my age, actually. I believe she's exactly my age. But with that being said, I think that he's going to have to choose between Gwyneth in the future and Dakota after Gwyneth. I don't know. I don't get good vibes from Gwyneth Paltrow. Even during this reading, I don't get good vibes. But that's just my opinion. I wish them both well. Lots of love and happiness. Okay, let's move on to last but not least being I made the video so long today. It's like I'll probably be talking a lot. Let me leave it on. Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. Which Shawn Mendes reminds me a lot of an actor. He reminds me of this guy. Who's in God, I'm so obsessed with this show. I'm so obsessed with this show, it's not good. Him. I don't know if you guys can see the similarities, right? And he's Emily Mortimer's. You see the similarity? I don't know if you guys can see it. I can't believe it's Emily Mortimer's son, and he's an adult. So crazy to me. I can't believe it. I'm just like, wow. Oh, I didn't add it to the stage. Sorry, guys. I'm like, oh my gosh. Where am I thinking? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I have to move this first. And then add this to stage. She's very snobbish. Yeah, she comes across very snobbish. It's unfortunate. Even with the trial, when she was clearly in the right, and that guy clearly seemed like he wanted money from her. The trial that happened what, like 3 years ago? Was it 3 years ago? It was around the same time as Johnny Depp's trial. She just has like this, you know, those people that their disposition is their default is upset, and then when they're happy, they're neutral. Does that mean to say I'm sorry, guys? But yeah, she just doesn't seem like a happy, genuine person. She's very sad. Okay, so let's do Shawn Mendes and let's start with his chart, and then we'll do hers, and then I'll be back for the members only live later. So Shawn Mendes, the sun in Leo, moon in Aquarius, and I can't find his rising, but his Venus is in Cancer. And somebody, I actually was inspired to this because somebody said, "Oh, Camila and Shawn Mendes forever," and I thought to myself, I actually don't see that being the case. Oh, she was born in Cuba. I did not know that. I don't know that at all. Okay. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Brain chips on me. She was just born in Cuba. I have no idea. Cogimate en Celelaban. Okay. Carla Camila Cabello. Cabello is Camila Cabello. Is a Cuban born American. She entered X Factor. Okay. So she lives in North Carolina. Interesting. I know she lives in Miami now. Because I had a friend who saw her the other day. But anyway, so her sun is in Pisces, moon is in Sagittarius, Venus is in Pisces, the rising is in Taurus. I can definitely see the rising in Taurus. Definitely. Venus in Pisces. Wow. Interesting. Sean and Camila seem to be kindred spirits. Let's see. So I've done quite a few readings on them, so check those out if you're interested. I'm just going to do an update on the future for them. I'm not going to do a past one. Okay, so with the world, so a lot of people are questioning, they kind of want a revival of them, but I did say this before, I think their relationship is more PR than it is genuine. I've said that a lot. And Camila, people come for me all the time. I don't care. Come for me all you want. I really don't care. I see what I see. I don't know her personally. I'm sure she's sweet. But there's just a different energy in Hollywood, you know? And most people that become famous, they don't just become famous by just purely being talented. You have to want to be seen. You do. And some of wanting to be seen comes with aligning yourself with the right people, having the right publicist, getting into relationships that you wouldn't necessarily get into if it weren't for that main factor. So, with the world, I see here people are going to want a revival. I said that she had an ex around her. I don't know if that can be confirmed, if anybody can confirm that. But she's going to, Four of Swords, play. She's very good at kind of playing the victim, which is Sun and Pisces can be like that. I love my Sun and Pisces, but some of Sun and Pisces I've seen can be victim types, where she's going to play the victim and say she's going to come out with an interview about it very soon, actually this year, by August, saying that he hurt her, and not physically but emotionally, and that she wanted more from him, but he wasn't able to give it to her. She's also going to talk about the different cultures, you know, him being Canadian and a very warm, like very cold culture, and her being Cuban and very passionate and, you know, outgoing, and he would kind of get embarrassed by her sometimes. She's going to talk about that. Just watch this space. So with King of Swords, I see for the future, he's going to be very strategic about how he reaches out to her, kind of handles her. He feels like she's very hot tempered, which I could see that about her. He feels like she's very quick and fiery. My eyes are so itchy, I don't know why. Oh, I think it's allergies. My eyes have been so itchy for the past 2 days. Death and Rebirth, Two of Pentacles. He's going to have to maneuver it. He's going to reach out to his PR team and find a way to deal with the bad press. He's going to get a lot of bad press when she comes out with this story. And it is her experience. You know, that's why whenever I speak about exes, I always say they have their version, I have my version. We both have different versions of the same story, and both can be true. Unless one is accusing one of doing something violent, or, you know, that didn't happen or that did happen. But when it comes to just seeing a relationship from two different perspectives, both can be true, you know. One person can feel like the person wasn't around enough. The other person can feel like the other person was too clingy, you know. Both can be true. And I think here, both of them are valid in how they feel. they were just too young to fully understand the scope of how their relationship was going to play out in the public, and cultural differences. Cultural differences are very big, very, very big, especially when you're younger. So only when you get older do you understand. I was raised in South Africa, England, and America. I'm very Americanized. That's why I often date American men, because I feel like I really, I don't really relate to a lot of English men. I don't know. I don't really date English men, but I date mostly American men because culturally I align mostly with them. But culture is big. Culture is very, very big, and I think he looked down upon that aspect of her. And I'm not trying to say he's racist because that's not what I mean. I just think that we've been the Western world looks down upon some other cultures because it's not evolved enough, you know. And I could see him energetically pick up that he did some of that. So like, don't like Cubans? I feel like are very full of life, can be very loud, and sometimes I have to be, because being raised in the English, like South African and English culture, even though I was raised in South Africa, which South Africans can be very loud too. I was always reminded, keep it down. People in Miami, especially Cubans, can be very loud, and it's not bad. It's just different. Especially Canadians are very quiet. I didn't really like Canada when I went there. I don't want to judge anybody who's Canadian. It's just not for me. I like, I don't know, to live outside the box too much for Canadian culture. I feel like Canadian culture is very inside the box, and I'm not really into that. That's why I don't like. That's why I don't live in England, really, because I like to be eccentric, and I feel like certain cultures, if you're eccentric, you're looked down upon. And I think she's eccentric, and he looks down upon that. If that makes any sense. Brianne says, "What's the point of pure relationships? Whatever happened to meaningful relationships?" I mean, it's different. Because I dated a publicist, right? So I got to see, and I dated a celebrity, so I got to see both sides of it, and I got to see the side of, I don't want to give too much of my publicist's ex what he would, talk about because that's his business, and I don't want to out him, but it's a facade, and most of what people fall in love with are facades of people that are famous and in high positions, especially if they have deep secrets or they have roles that they want to get, So, yeah, and by deep secrets, I think some actors are gay. I don't think Shawn Mendes is gay, but I think some actors, some famous people are gay and they need a PR relationship. I don't believe Shawn Mendes is gay. I just want to say that. I don't believe that rumor. I think a lot of actors and actresses have PR relationships. Exactly. That's exactly it. It's all about boosting career and reaching. It's like, for example, those family channels? I'm just moving my legs, guys. Because I've been sitting for so long. Those family channels, right? When you have a family channel, you relate more to, number one, couples who are adults, and two, children. You reach a broader perspective. Same thing as when you collaborate with someone. You reach a broader, wider audience. And that's why they do that, because they think, okay, I can bring my audience with their audience, and then we can gain another audience because now we'll be a couple. People will look up to us as a couple. So you reach a wider audience by being in a PR relationship. Totally agree, yeah, totally. So anyways, guys, it's been so fun. I'm a little tired, but I'm going to promise to do the members live next. And yeah, I have 3 videos I just filmed. I will have them edited and I will have them up very soon. For members, probably tomorrow. I have a meeting in the morning and then I'll be back and I'll edit in the evening. And yeah, I am so happy that you guys joined. I'm so happy that you all came, and I'm so grateful. I really, really am. I'm grateful for the subscribers. I'm grateful for the members. I'm grateful to just do what I love. I really, really love reading tarot, and it's really what I love so much. So I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm just very grateful. Can't say anything more. Have a great members life. Oh no, tarot. Oh, thank you, love. Thank you. I appreciate your company, and I will see you very, very soon. Okay, so I'm gonna end this live right now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Stay tuned for new videos. Oh, thank you, Gwendolyn. It was a great, as always. Enjoy your live voice. Thank you, love. So yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Next week I'll be back for the next live. I'm also taking suggestions. If you have suggestions, let me know. I think I'll continue doing famous exes. I might do an album cover, like talking about different energies. Yeah. Let me know if you have any suggestions at all. I love you all. Take care.